her little bag and her little, does she have a little animal? Hello, Pisces. Just do a little cleaning. I hope you are well, and I hope you are rested, and I hope you had a great season. I know we wrapped up your birthday season recently. Oh, my car's all weird. All right. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab an angel number for you. This could end up being a life path number, or it could be a license plate or your phone number, but it's going to be a message in here. There's going to be a message in here from Spirit. Can I please have an angel number? The beautiful sign of Pisces. Our North Node brothers and sisters. I'm in the opposite sign at Virgo, so hope you are well. 4-4, master number. Take a risk. I love that. That is not a problem for you. Courage, intuition, creativity, planning, realism, and boldness. Now is a good time to take action on risks that require initiative, creativity, and risk taking. Get organized and make plans with realistic expectations of success rather than waiting for things to change on their own. Now, all right. I'm choosing my words here. Okay, you are absolutely in a position of power right now, Pisces, because of the North Node being in your sign. That said, I know that you are more of a fly by the seat of your pants kind of sign, okay? The Virgos are the ones that are, make a list and check it twice. Not Santa-wise, but making a plan, sticking to it, getting rigid. It's time for you to tap into that. It's time for you to really get organized. And I'm not saying you're disorganized at all. That's not what I'm saying at all. Because the Pisces that I know are not disorganized at all, but they do have more of an it's okay like that attitude than Virgos do. And I'm going off that because I'm in the South Node and you're the North Node. So I know that we are opposites in some way. But I also know that there are things that you can lean into, because I've seen you guys. I've seen Pisces really work hard, really find something that they want and go for it. I think life itself, you have more of an open attitude about, but when it comes to goals, you guys knock that shit right out of the park. So let's see what the journal prompt is for today. Identify one area in which you can take a calculated risk. Then make a concrete plan to move forward with confidence and realistic expectations. Now, I'm saying this to all the signs in this week's readings because we are in spring here, and if you're in the southern hemisphere, you're in the fall time, and we're really getting in full swing here and embracing this new season, which preps us for the big ones. So whether you're prepping for summer by planting seeds, literally, or getting ideas that you want to take off on and planning vacations, that kind of shit for the summer, or you're harvesting everything that you've planted and taking the weeds off and putting them in cans and all that kind of shit and getting it ready for winter. Either way, this season is for prep for the big, prep for the summer, prep for the winter. And spring and fall are so much fun because you get to really get dirty and get excited about what's to come via what you've already planted. So if you're coming out of the winter, you're taking I'm trying to think of all the things that we do around the house. We're taking all the dark colors and out the windows and all the winter decorations, and we're taking off all the covers off the patio furniture. It's prep. It's beautiful. It's new. You're starting to see the buds on the trees any minute, any day now. I can feel the allergies. I can see the baby birds, and people are posting pictures of the nests that are growing in their neighborhood. All that amazing shit. We know those things are gonna come, and so those are reliable. Those are what we're talking about, calculated risks. So if you're planning a trip in the summertime, it's a risk. Of course, anytime you travel, it's a risk. but it's calculated. It's not scary. We're not talking about the full card that just takes off running and through all the whole deck. You know what I mean? Like, and with just a little bag and the familiar. No, 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 no. This is calculated risk. This is not a worrisome situation. This is something to be excited about. This is something to start planning and embracing and getting excited about this idea. So let's see what energy you can lean into right now to help you accomplish this. Ooh. Can you get an energy for Pisces, please? Spicy Pisces. What energy can they harness, can they lean into in order to help them take this quote-unquote risk? I mean, I just don't see it as a risk that's calculated, but, you know, if you've never done it before, then that's fine. Release. Release any past burdens and embrace new beginnings. Okay, there you go. So let's put this in a context of an example. Let's say it's a trip, okay? But it's a trip trip to where you've never been. Say you decide you're going to go to Iceland. And you're like, I don't really know what they have there. I don't know what they do there. I've always gone to tropical places. It's a little nerve-wracking. You don't know what to wear, and you don't know what even sights that you can see there. You don't know about the hot springs. You don't know what to, you know what I mean? Oh, you don't kind of food that they're going to have. If you even like fish, like that kind of shit. It's calculated, but it's still a risk because everything in life is. You could, you know, your plane could be a half hour late or early, you know, or you might not like the food on the plane. The risks are not death. You know, that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about like a risk of it not living up to your expectations. But you releasing the worry, releasing the old way of thinking about traveling to somewhere cold or somewhere that's not a tropical place where you're just going to lay on the beach all day, that kind of thing. Any blocks that are around what you're planning around this risk makes it less of a scary venture. It makes it more calculated because you're not carrying this burden of, oh God, the last time my friends went there, they didn't really like it, and they said that they didn't really, all they had was fish, and it's really, really cold, like that kind of shit. Releasing that past, and do the same thing if you're going, you know, to the Caribbean. I don't really like the heat, like that kind of shit. Like any past thoughts about this risk, and I'm using this lightly because we are in a time of retrograde and eclipse season. So I'm pretty sure I want to say for Scorpio, it was more of like a self-doubt thing. I think that's what theirs was, and I don't know many Scorpios that have serious self-doubt. So we're sort of in a shadow period right now. We're definitely going to be in it next week because we're almost at the end of the retrogrades. So relying on those feelings that may be yucky and uncomfortable, you let that shit go. You let that shit go. However you do it, whether it's you meditate or whether you start making this plan, that's what I would do. I would write down the risk. Again, I'm the opposite side. I'm Virgo, so I'm going to write it all down, make a list. But I'm going to write it down. I'm going to say what my quote-unquote fears are, what I've heard, all that shit, and then dispel each one of those things. Because I've never been. I've never done this before. That's the risk. The risk is the unknown. There's nothing wrong with that. It actually makes me excited, and I know it makes you excited too. I love that shit. I actually love turning the fear into excitement and getting excited about it. And as the days come closer, you know, again, we're going on the analogy of a trip here, but as the days come closer, you're like, oh my God, I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to come back and tell everybody. I even go that far because that's just how my mind works. But the only risk here is the unknown. But it's nothing to be afraid of. You're not doing anything crazy. It's a calculated risk. Thank you, Spirit, for being here for the beautiful sign of Pisces today and guiding them through with these messages. They are so appreciated. And I know Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements all appreciate these messages, so thank you. And if you're a cross-watcher here, you love a Pisces, thank you as well. Do a good shuffle, a big shuffle here. And then we're going to look at the recent past, current energy, and the future energy if we stay on this path. So recent past for the amazing sign of Pisces. Risk takers. You wanted to come out. You came out. Okay. 2-2. I love that. 2-2 and 4-4. Guys, come on. This is telling me, these 2-2 and the 4-4 is telling me, as master numbers, this is telling me that this is not a risk. This is telling me you have nothing to worry about. These are master numbers, and I hate that word master, but that's what it is. You've mastered your life. You've mastered the art of taking a risk because you're Pisces. Hello? And this is a calculated risk. There's nothing to worry about as long as you release those doubts. These 2 twos are the Two of Cups, which is your perfect match. And in this case, I believe this is your higher self. But you have to make a decision to believe in your higher self. And it did come out upside down, so we're going to talk about that too. This is disbelief. This is doubt. This is fear. This is blockages with your higher self. You don't want that. You have to make the decision to move forward, knowing that the risk is worth it because the reward will be bigger. Decision to stay close to your higher self. Pull yourself back. Get yourself out of that shadow mode. Get yourself out of that retrograde energy. Bye. Make the decision to release the blocks. 2-2. Current energy for amazing Pisces. Current energy. We'll get there. When they have a card they want to pop out, we wait. 5 of Wands and the 5 of Wands. Oof. So okay, so maybe you're there's 2. 5 of Wands and the 5 of Cups. 5-5. Fuck. Wow. Sorry. Okay. 5 of Cups is guilt. And the 5 of Wands is conflict. Do not feel guilty about fighting for what you want. Fighting to release the blocks. Fighting through this shitty energy that's trying to come at you and say, I don't know if you should go, I don't know if you should go. That's not your intuition. It's not always your intuition, okay? You know when it's your intuition, you know when it's not. And if there's any confusion, meditation is the key. I know I prescribe that for everything. Grounding is key. Get outside, be with yourself, stand in the sun, touch some trees, get barefoot. If you can get barefoot, outside in some grass, even some leaves, watch them put the mulch in like I'm doing right now outside my window. Prepping, all that stuff, it can get you fired up and get you out of this guilty mode. You do not need to feel guilty for fighting for what you want and what you need. Your needs need to be met. See how it's cups and fire here? Fire is the passion. Fire is the excitement. Fire is the risk that you're taking and the reward that you'll be receiving if you release RRR. So it's risk, reward, and release. The fact that you're getting all these double numbers is saying the conflict is here, the question is here, the shadows are here, and you've done the work. You've done the work, Pisces. And if you haven't, and you need to go back and refresh yourself and remind yourself that you've done the work to get to where you are right now. Again, doesn't matter if you're 21 or if you're 31, you're 41, 51, 61, doesn't matter. Where you are right now, you brought yourself here. Yes, circumstances have happened in your life, but you made choices at those times. Each one of those times you made a choice to move in a certain direction. So you got yourself here. Yourself and your higher self. The perfect pair, the pumpkin to your spice. Deciding and remembering why you're doing this brings it back into balance, and there's nothing to feel guilty about. So it's time to let that go. That's where your worry is coming from. The fear of, am I doing the right thing? Is it okay to release that? Yep. You're being told, yep. It's time. And in the future energy, if we stay on this path and we fight through those guilty, shitty feelings and stand our ground and fight for what we want and how we know what we deserve, what do we got, Spirit? Beautiful. You know what it is? It's the 8 of Swords. You're seeing yourself as trapped. What the hell's happening? You need to release. You are not trapped. The 8 of Swords is not actually about being trapped. It's just how you see yourself. You know, in the traditional one, and she's looking at herself in the mirror going, oh my god, I'm trapped. I'm so trapped right now. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? But on the card, it says, Stop overthinking and just do it. Whoa, okay, sorry. I didn't mean to get so fired up. Yes, I did, because there's two fire here. Heart and fire. Get out of your head. Get out of your head. Stop overthinking and just do it. Release the worries. Release the guilt and the feeling like you need to fight, because it's not necessary. If you just open your eyes, clear your mind, do like a Four of Swords, rest your mind, and get back to that connection with your higher self. Bottom of the deck we have Temperance. And Temperance is about the balance between the heart and the fire. The Cups and Wands, the ups and downs, the back and forth, all of that shit. Because as you can see here, the balance is what's needed between these two things. But the only way to do that is to release it. Release the worry. Release the burdens. Release the old. Because the new beginning is coming in. It's time. It's time for you to embrace it, because it's here for you. You've willed this in. You've done all this work to bring your energy and match it with your dreams and your what you want out of life. Why would you shit all over that by staying in this attitude of I'm trapped, I can't get out of it, I can't do what I want to do? This is being trapped. You're not. You're not. What do we have to clarify the recent past with the Two of Cups and the Two of Wands, please, Spirit? Why do we have the Two of Cups and the Two of Wands? Oh, something definitely flipped. Two things. King of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so the King of Pentacles is about abundance. The full abundance, not just material things. This is happiness. This is stability. This is all the things that you've worked on, and you know you have done the work. Like I said, this is not something that you don't get to this level of being so close to this manifestation, because that's what this is. This is begging you to let go of this bullshit and find the balance between your thoughts and your heart, between your passions and your heart, and your pentacles / material abundance in your heart, because your heart is breaking over this. Putting those beautiful boundaries up will help. It does help. Putting those boundaries up helps you get where you're going, because you're not going to let in the bullshit. You're putting an end to the guilt. By staying strong and fighting for what you believe in. Yes, it's a pain in the ass, but the fives are not the end. The fives are the speed bump. The fives are almost the test. Do you really want this? Yes, I do. And having those boundaries in place to protect the things that you've built, the abundance, the happiness, everything you've worked on, when these weird energies want to come in with the eclipses and the retrogrades and all that shit, when those want to come in, you have no problem remembering these energies, because this is what's inside you. You've made those boundaries. You've made the abundance. You've brought this happiness into your lives, and the people around you know it as well. Current energy, to define the Five of Wands and the Five of Cups. Five of Wands and the Five of Cups. We have the Five of Wands and the Five of Cups here. I'll get there. Five of Wands, the Five of Cups. Ooh. That's too many. Five of Wands, Five of Cups. Five of Wands and the Five of Cups in the current position. Whoa, too many again. Alright, there's so much shit that wants to come out. Thank you. Six of Wands. Beautiful. Beautiful. Like I said, people know it. People have seen it. You have been celebrated. You see this beautiful energy that's going on behind the scenes. Okay? With the King of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is being celebrated. It's being celebrated for the decisions that you've made. So this is all, you have this. This is your inner knowing. This is that beautiful relationship. Oops. Knocked over my cup, sorry. This is that beautiful relationship that you have. This is bringing this back into balance by releasing all the bullshit, all the burdens that you've been carrying, and just focusing on what you've actually accomplished, not what you're worried about. Because what you've actually accomplished here is abundance, beautiful boundaries, and recognition for both of those things. So this is almost an illusion. This bad energy, this, and this, well, this being upside down, I'm going to put it back upside down for a minute, but this, and this bad energy is not real. Why do we have the Eight of Swords here in the future position for Pisces? Eight of Swords. Thank you. Empress, thank you. Because the Empress can grow and do whatever she wants. She's all the queens. She's able to nurture and put that love into everything she touches. She's got plants growing. She's got trees growing. She's got a baby growing. She's got everything at her fingertips. Why? Because she's done the work. This energy underneath here is the real you. It's hiding. It's buried under retrograde and eclipse energy. And you just need to be strong. Use these wands here, because if they weren't here and this was your reading, the Two of Cups upside down and the Five of Cups and the Eight of Swords, this is not good. This is bad energy. But the fact that you do have this passion here behind it, this determination, because this is about making the decisions, and this is about fighting for what you want when this comes up, fighting against this. This decision to fight against the disconnect that you have with your higher self is saving you from these bad energies, because this is beautiful. You need to bring this, you need to find the balance between this energy and this energy by putting your passion behind it. Wow. I love it when the cards talk like that. What do we get on the bottom to clarify the Temperance card? Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is the worry. It's so worryful. It's so scared. It's so powerful that it keeps you up at night. What am I going to do? Well, the cure is balance. Balancing your heart and your mind. Balancing all of these things. I actually think that I saw the Magician underneath it. Because the Magician knows how to balance this shit all out. No, that's how. That's how you're going to do it. That's how you're going to get yourself out of this bad mentality. Pull from Moonology real quick, see if there's anything that wants to further clarify this reading. Thank you. Abundance. And self-regulation. Oh, okay. One more spin to see if there's any other card that wants to come out. Abundance and self-regulation. Oh, is there another one under here? Let's see. Ooh. Watch for signs. About under here. Yeah, beautiful. Alright, my love, I'm going to grab some Spirit Oracle deck before I get to your story. And as I do this, I would really like to ask for your subscription, your likes, your comments. I know this is like a rougher reading for my beautiful Pisces, my fun-loving, amazing Pisces, who aren't usually burdened down with too much drama. So that's why I know that these water sign readings today are an effect. A side effect of these energies that have been going on in the planets. I mean, there's so much more going on than the retrogrades and the eclipses. There's a ton of shit going on. I'm just not super up on all of it, so I don't like to speak about things that I don't know about all the way. But every Pisces I know is fun-loving. Very fun-loving. And they're not afraid to walk through that door. They're not afraid of taking a calculated risk. Even a regular risk they're not afraid of, because they know that they're going to land on their feet. And you know you're going to land on your feet is how I should say it, actually. But let's do the Moonology also, because the Abundance card came out, which on top of the Empress makes sense, and it's also on top of Watch for the signs. But the self-regulation came on top of this Eight of Swords, and that's because the Eight of Swords is not real. Neither is this. This is in your mind. This is in your mind. And this is the connection that needs to be resolved. Decide to resolve this connection, and it all works out. This tells me that in the recent past you decided you were done. You could feel that this disconnection was happening. So making this decision to come out was based. Come out and lean in and reconnect with your higher self, with the universe, with God, with the goddesses and deities in your life. came from knowing that you're the King of Pentacles and you've already put your boundaries in place. So your earth energy, wherever you have that, is in your gut. And it knows damn well. And that's probably your South Node. This is Virgo shit. Knowing. This is earth energy. Knowing that you've done all the work. Knowing that you're making this decision to release any blocks and burdens and guilt and to stay strong is part of self-regulation, because you're doing this to yourself. It says it right here. Stop overthinking and just doing it. Just do it. You're doing this to yourself. Nobody else is doing it. Yes, of course, the energies and the air and the planets and all that shit has something to do with it, of course. However, you know damn well you're the Empress. There's nothing to worry about, because you can call in that balance whenever you want, because you do have the Magician energy going on. Watch for the signs. Realize that the abundance that you have made in your life comes from you and your connection with your higher self, and decide to move on that way. Away from the guilt, away from the strife. Stay strong. Find that balance. Final message today from Spirit for Pisces says, sometimes walking away is the only option, not because you want to make someone miss you or realize they took you for granted, but because you finally respect yourself enough to know you deserve better. You do. You deserve better. That's the old you. That's what you're releasing. You're releasing the old burdens, the old version of yourself. That's been a theme for all the water signs, is the new you. I actually might be all the signs as I'm going through them all this week, because of spring and the planets and almost being done with all this fucking bullshit in the air. It's been heavy. It's been heavy, and I'm sure you've been feeling it as well. But you don't want the old you to come creeping back in. And you've put the borders in place and boundaries in place, so that way that's not going to happen. Finding the balance between your heart and your passion here tells me that you could be both sides of the coin. You finding your spot and the way you want to feel in there without losing the old version of you completely is what you're working on right now. And that is the goal. The goal is the risk. The goal is the reward that comes from the risk. I really hope this is a trip, because I'd love to hear about it. And I'm, and low-key always thinking about going away. That's me. But anyways, my abundant and beautiful kings and queens, take care, Pisces.